Located on the shores of Lake Geneva in Wisconsin, Norman B. Barr Camp has been serving children in need for over 100 years by giving them a summer experience they would never have if it were not for the vision and mission of the camp's founder, Reverend Norman Barr. Supported by small rental cottages, plus donations from individuals and corporations, the all-volunteer nonprofit organization has provided a free summer recreational and inspirational camp for thousands of children during its first century. As the camp has gracefully aged, so too had its beautiful playground area, having served generations of children. It was now badly in need of an upgrade to protect the campers and secure their safety. This, unfortunately, included the camp's beloved merry-go-round, which had been deemed unsafe after nearly 80 years of service. Through the generosity of a $20,000 grant from Verizon, that paid for all of the equipment and necessary materials, along with the contribution of labor and assistance from members of a men's group from Flowing Grace, Batavia United Methodist Church, plus the all-volunteer effort of dozens of cottagers from Norman Barr Camp, the playground renovation was to be accomplished during a 3-day whirlwind weekend. The task at hand, at first, seemed impossible. The old playground needed to be dismantled, the land had to be leveled and graded, and hundreds of cubic yards of dirt needed to be removed prior to assembling and installing the new state-of-the-art playground. In addition, the entire play area would need to be surrounded by a brick retaining barrier and filled with special wood chip mulch that would serve to protect the children against injury. All of this in 3 days. It would take coordination, determination, faith, hope, and a little bit of luck to complete. Under the direction of the camp's Bill Tarver and Eric Schomburger, and the expertise of Flowing Grace's Bob Ruff and Ron Rebon, the project started early on the morning of Friday, June 1st. The new plan called for a space larger than the old playground area and had to be measured and mapped out accordingly. Then, the skeletons from the old playground were removed. And the excavation and terrain leveling process began. First, cutting the path required for the placement of the new equipment. As the day progressed, more volunteers arrived, many who had taken a day off from work to assist the project. Some surveyed the land, while others began sorting through the hundreds of parts that would become the jungle gym portion of the playground. Over 35 3-foot deep holes would need to be dug and filled with concrete to support the structure. The soil excavation and leveling of the terrain would take hours to complete and concluded well after dark on that first busy day. As Saturday morning began, the weather was cooperating, and dozens of volunteers from Barr Camp arrived early, ready to assist. Men, women, children, and grandparents, along with 15 volunteers from Flowing Grace, all working together. Teamwork was essential. Parts needed to be assembled, The remnants of the old playground needed to be removed and disposed of. Concrete needed to be mixed and poured. Mounds and mounds of dirt and sand needed to be removed to make way for the new brick retention barrier. In addition, meals and food needed to be prepared to feed the workers. As the installation and assembly continued, a side task that day also included the relocation of the camp's merry-go-round, now slated to become a standing bench in front of the camp's refectory, where campers could sit and enjoy their ice cream and treats, which are part of their camp experience. Although it would no longer move or spin, the merry-go-round could still fulfill a purpose and would stand as a monument of times past for the camp. As the afternoon progressed, great progress was being made. The structure began to take shape, and the retaining wall was beginning to be constructed.
What do you think, right about here?
Near the end of the afternoon, the structure was completed. And the swing set portion of the playground was erected and set.
I was going to try and do it next week.
The volunteers were near the end of their day, and the playground equipment was installed, due to the much-needed help of the men from Flowing Grace. Without their assistance and expertise, this project could not have been completed on time. But there was still much more to accomplish. As Sunday dawned, there were piles of dirt that needed to be removed. Hundreds of bricks that needed to be set. And 80 cubic yards of mulch needed to be delivered to fill the area before the day was done. The two bobcats continued the grading process and the removal of dirt. The wall slowly continued to grow. The tireless efforts of the volunteers continued for hours on end. The bobcats never stopped. As the day wore on, the wall neared completion. And the mulch was slowly filling the playground. Spread by crews with wheelbarrows, rakes, and shovels. Determination to complete the task was paying off. It appeared to everyone's surprise that what seemed impossible 2 days before was about to become a reality. As the camp's test pilots patiently waited, the final touches were added as the swings were attached. It was now time to begin the trial run to make sure the experts would approve. Teamwork and coordination had paid off. The generosity of Verizon, the contribution of labor from the volunteers of Flowing Grace and Norman Barr Camp, along with their dedication and determination, made it happen in 3 long days. Together, they provided Barr Camp's future campers with a state-of-the-art playground that will provide recreation and enjoyment for years to come.